Let's start with the cough of the anthem standard 12th. In last video you will see that how the Sophie has to create some kind of the problematic situations and he wants to be live in that, particularly in jail, arrested. He wants to be honestly arrested in that because he did not have the particular kind of shelters and protected from the severe winters. That's why he has thought that I will be went live in prison. But he has to made several kind of attempts, but he did not has to be caught by the police and not sent to the hotel manager. That's he thought that it is very difficult to went toward the jails in. Let's begin with that point we had not completed that, so from we has to be started here on that particular passage. On the opposite side of street was restaurant of no great pretensions. It catered to large appetites and modest pursuit. Its cookery and atmosphere were thick, its soup and nappy hidden. Into this place Soapy Bay took himself without challenge. At the table he sat and consumed the beefsteak, flapjacks, dognuts, and pea. And then he told the waiter that fact that the minest coin and himself were total strange. So he had to be went to the particular restaurant and that has to be strange himself, and he has to be order some kind of the uh, meals, that beef sticks, flapjacks, dot and rice, and whenever he has to be completed that all these things, that time he thought that he said to the waiter, in reality I did not have the money. सो रस्त्याच्या विरुद्ध बाजूने फारसा भपका नसलेल्या साधे रेस्टॉरंट्स होते. पोट भरून जेवण, पूर्ण खिसे छोटे असलेल्या भूक ते भागवत होते. तिथल्या कोकरे आणि तिथले वातावरण घट्ट होते. तिथे सूप आणि मेजवानीचे मेजवरील कापड इत्यादी पातळ, कुठल्याही अडचणी विना सोपे आत शिरला आणि एका टेबलावर बीफ स्टेक, फ्लॅपजॅक, चे पाय खाल्ले. मग त्याने वेटरला खरी स्थिती सांगितली की त्याच्याकडे द्यायला एक पैसाही नाही. Now get busy on, call a cop and said Sophie, and don't keep the restaurant man waiting. No cop for you, said the waiter, the voice like butter cake and eyes like the cherry and menthol cocktails he called. So whenever he said that I didn't have money that time, Sophie said to the waiter, you have to just or manager of that particular hotel and you have to call the police and don't wait on that. So at that time that waiter said no need of the police. uh, his voice became rude and they have to be eyes became the red like the cherry. तर चला आता पोलिसांना बोलाव, सोफी म्हणाला, आणि माझ्याकडे सद्गृहस्थान वाट पाहू नको. अरे भामटे, तुझ्यासाठी पोलीस बोलवायची गरज नाही. लोण्याच्या केकसारख्या मऊ आवाजात आणि कॉकटेल मॅनहॅटनच्या चेरीसारख्या लालभडक डोळ्यांनी वेटरला म्हणाला. Neatly upon his left ears and collars pavement, two waiters pitched soups and rose joint by joint, and carpenter's rules upon it, dusted his clothes, arrested seemed now but elusive dream. The islands seemed very far away. The policeman who stood before the drugstones 2 doors away laughed and walked down the street. So that waiters has to be punished very hard to the Sophie. They have beat each and every part of the body of Sophie, and that has at that time he thought that police will come and arrest me, but that not happen. There are the two police, they have to be uh, standing in near to the shop of druggist, and they have laughing to see that incident what happened on that time. तर दोन वेटर सोफीला नेमके डाव्या कानावर कठीण फुटपाथ नेऊन आदळले. सुताराची मोजण्याची पट्टी आखडावी तसे एक एक आवत उलगडत आणि त्याला मारत होते आणि त्याने कपडे झटकले. अटक होणे हे एक दुष्प्राप्त स्वप्न वाटू लागले. बेट बरेच दूर असल्यामुळे असं राहिल्यासारखे वाटले. 2 ब्लॉक पलीकडील औषधी दुकानासमोर उभे असलेले पोलिसही त्यांच्याकडे पाहून हसला आणि तिथून निघून गेला. Sophie was seized with sudden fear that dreadful enchantment had rendered him immune to arrest. He was state of panic, and when he came upon another policeman logging granted in front of the Glitters Theatre, he caught at immediately disorder conduct. So he had to be moved from that place, and he had to be wait. It is very difficult to have to be arrested, and at that time he has to be went in one of the theater, and that theater has to be very calm and quiet. At that time one police has to be wandering here and there. At that time Sophie has to be doing disorderly misbehave on that places. मीन्स अचानक एका भयंकर जादूमुळे आपल्याला अटक प्रतिबंधक शक्ती मिळाली आहे की काय, भीतीने सोफी ग्रासली. त्या घाबरलेल्या अवस्थेत असताना त्यांनी एका शानदार थिएटरसमोर आणि एका पोलीस निवांतपणे फिरत दिसला. लगेच त्याने बेशिस्त वर्तन करायला संधी साधली. On the sidewalk, Sophie began to yell drunk gibbous at the top of his harsh voice. He danced, howled, raved, otherwise he disturbed the skis. The policeman made twirled his club and turned his back on Sophie and remarked, "The citizen, this," one of them yelled, "celebrate the goose egg and they given the Hartford College. Noisy but no harm. We have instructed to let them be." And there is an on the particular road he had to be uh, make crowd danced loudly sound anything he can talk. He had to be disturb the whole environment of that place. But that policeman never used their weapon to beat the Sophie. At that time, at near to the Hartford College, that time police thought that that man has to be celebrate some kind of the enjoyment that may be one person's, and he had not given in such kind of any disturbance. At that time police has to be informed he had to be celebrate something that had to be in the happiness in front of Hartford College. सोफी फुटपाथवर आवाजात मोठमोठ्याने बरळू लागला, नाचू लागला, ओरडू लागला आणि सगळे वातावरण बिघडून टाकले. पोलिसांनी त्यांना त्याच्या मागे धावला नाही. पाठ फिरून इसमाला एका व्यक्तीला म्हटला, "हार्टफोर्ड कॉलेज त्याने गुण चांगले मिळाले असतील. येलचा कोणीतरी पोरगा दिसतो. दंगा करत बाकी काही नाही उपद्रव, त्यामुळे न करणे, आपण त्यांना काही पनिशमेंट न देणे हेच योग्य आहे," असं तो ठरवतो. Disconsolated, Sophie stopped his unwillingly racket and would never a police lay hand on him. In his fancy in Ireland seemed to be unattained Arcadia. The baton and to his coat against his chilling wind. In a cigar store, he saw a well-dressed man light a cigar and swirling the light. He had set his silk umbrella by the door, and entering, Sophie stepped inside and grabbed the umbrella and sauntered up with it slowly. Then man at the cigar light following hastily. So Sophie has to be stopped each and every disturbance at that time, and police never caught to this weather. Police never caught the Sophies, and at that particular island, and that time the air became very cold, and never one can be have to be saved from that cold or atmosphere. So that there is one cigar shops at that time. He went there. There is one man has to be there and for using cigar for there, and he had the particular umbrella. Sophie has went there and got the particular umbrella, and he went away with that umbrella. But that man had not to be asked about that the particularly umbrella. तर निराशपणे सोफी फुकट उपद्रव थांबवला आणि पोलीस कधी पकडणार नाही का असं त्याला वाटू लागले, आणि थंडगार वाऱ्याचं संरक्षण करण्यासाठी आपल्या पातळ कोटाची बटणं बंद केली आणि दिव्याखाली एक जगबग पोशाख केलेला मनुष्य सिगार पेटवला आणि त्याला दिसला. आत शिरला, दरवाजाजवळ गेला आणि त्याची छत्री जी होती ती उचलली आणि तो तिथून निघून गेला. सिगार लाईट जवळ मनुष्य घाईघाईने त्याच्या मागून निघाला. माझी छत्री हे कठोर आवाजाने तो म्हटला. माय अम्ब्रेला ही सेड. माझी छत्री तो कठोर आवाजाने म्हटला. ओ इट इज सिनर सोफी ॲडिंग इन्सल्ट टू प्रिटी लार्सेंट. वेल व्हाय डोंट यू कॉल अ policeman? I took it, your umbrella. Why don't you call a cop? There stand on the corner. The umbrella on shows the step, and Sophie did not likewise, and premonitoring that luck would again run against him, and policeman eyes us too cautiously. So that has to be the one particular kind of the common thief, and Sophie said that to the man, you have to be called the police, and your umbrella I have to be theft, and why don't you call the police? At the corner the Sophie stand there, but that man has to be owner of the umbrella, that has to walk slowly, and that time he had to be return towards that, and he thought that why did the Sophie call to the police, and remaining we have to be discussing another passage. असं म्हणतात की तो साधा चोर त्याने छत्री चोरली आणि तोच म्हणत होता, सोफी म्हणत होता की पोलिसांना बोलव की माझी छत्री तू घेतलीस, पोलिसांना का बोलवत नाहीस, त्याने ते विचारलं. छत्रीच्या मालकाने आपली चाल हळूहळू मंदावली. नशीब पुन्हा उलटे फिरले की काय अशी शंका सोफीने तसेच केलं. पोलिसांनी त्या दोघांकडे कुतूहलाने पाहिलेच. Of course, said the umbrella man. Well, you know that this mistake occurs if it's your umbrella. I hope you will be excuse me. I picked it up this morning in restaurant. If you recognize it is yours, why I hope you will be. So at that time, that man of that umbrella's man, if I had made a mistake, I don't know. I had took that from the restaurants. And if that became yours, you can take it. It means छत्रीवाला मनुष्य म्हणाला, अहो ती तुम्ही छत्री असेल अशा चुका कशा घडतील, तुम्हाला माहितीच असेल, तुम्ही मला माफ कराल अशी की आज सकाळी रेस्टॉरंट मी ती उचलली आणि तुमची छत्री तुम्ही ओळखली असेल म्हणा असं मला वाटतं. So, so now that Sophie had made many mistakes, he has to be stolen the particular one umbrella. He had made noise on that road in front of the college. He had also made some disturbance, and that kind of made a mistake in many times, but no one had caught them, and he had to be went towards the restaurants. There were also not police came and arrest him. So at that time Sophie thought that it is very difficult to arrest the police, and that have the more things and difficult things he would be done, and then police will caught him. तर विद्यार्थी मित्रांनो, इथं तुम्हाला वाटत असेल की सोफी भरपूर प्रमाणात चुकीचं वागतोय, भरपूर गोष्ट तो करतोय, पण त्याला कोणीच पकडत नाही, आणि त्याच्यावरून त्याला वाटतं की पोलीसमध्ये म्हणजे अरेस्ट होणं किती मोठं काम असतं. त्याच्यासाठी आपल्याला भरपूर मोठं अशी गोष्ट केली तरच पोलीस आपल्याला अटक करतील. द अम्ब्रेला मॅन डिड नॉट कॉल द पोलीसमॅन गिव्ह द रिझन फॉर दिस. छत्रीवाल्या माणसाने पोलिसाला बोलवले नाही. द अम्ब्रेला आन्सर हॅड हिमसेल्फ प्रॉब्ली स्टोलन द अम्ब्रेला फ्रॉम समवेअर. द अम्ब्रेला मॅन जो होता त्यानेच कुठून तरी ती चोरून आणली होती. वेन द सोफी स्पीक अप विथ द अम्ब्रेला द मॅन फर्स्ट थॉट ही कुड गेट इट बॅक, बट वेन सोफी स्पोकन अबाउट द क्लिनिनेस ऑफ calling the police, and man thought that the umbrella was actually Sophie's and Sophie would hand him over the police. Hence apologized quickly and walk away without calling the police. तर सोफी म्हणतो की पोलिसांना बोलवा, आणि त्या अम्ब्रेला मॅनला वाटतं, छत्रीवाल्या माणसाला वाटतं की सोफी आपल्याला पोलिसांकडे देईल, आणि त्याच्यामुळे दोघांमध्ये माफी मागतो तो त्याची सोफीची. तरी उलटं त्याच्यावरतीच त्याला त्या सगळ्या गोष्टी आल्यात. त्याचं जसं म्हणणं होतं तसं ते झालं नाही. हॅव यू एव्हर स्टोलन वॉन्टेड द स्टील एनिथिंग नॉट द ब्रीफ. तुम्ही कधी एखादी गोष्ट चोरली किंवा चोरण्याची इच्छा झाली आहे का? थोडक्यात वरनं आन्सर देर मे बी स्टोलन समथिंग इन दॅट पर्टिक्युलर द प्लेसेस in many times that will be happen in many persons lives. People can be stolen there something in anywhere. Describe the wonderful changes in Sophie's souls that you will be to by your own. The remaining part of this lesson we will be discuss afterwards.